I had a person reach out to me and was like, man, I'm on this personal development journey and I want to learn some new things and take some things with me in my toolbox. And it was like, how do you learn so much on your journey? And I told him, mentorship is key. But then I started I read a lot of books. One thing about me is I love books because the thing about books is you're taking information and situations that somebody went through that's inside their brain and they solved it and they put it inside of a book so you can get it, so you can understand it. So then you fast track. It might have took them 19 years to come up with all the information, the pain and struggle that they went through, and you can get it all in one book and concept all the tactics and everything that they learned in one sitting in the book. So it's like when I found that out, it was like mind blowing to me. It was like, so they went through all the pains and struggles of learning something in the journey and they put it in a book. And so all I gotta do is read the information, and when it comes up, I'm aware of what's going on. So when I see it and I understand it, I know how to jump that hurdle. I was like, I was sold. And ever since then, I've been a bookaholic, you want to call it. Today, I'm going to go over 5 books that actually changed my life, changed my outlook on life, changed my lenses on everything. It's been several books that did it, but these are ones that's like the pillows that if you want to start learning how to read books and everything, these are the first ones that you actually, to me, that took me, changed my lenses and took me to another level. But we're going to deep dive into this. Before we get started, I want you to like, subscribe to the channel. This helps people out. I don't run ads. So share this with a friend, share this with somebody out there that can need it. I want to keep this space to an area that we can keep like-minded people all together, and we can all grow together. 5 books that changed my life. The number one book that really changed my life was the Bible. And as a kid, I grew up as a kid in church, but I was that kid that slept under the desk, slept everywhere, didn't pay attention to church. And as I got older, heard the Bible. And so many people was so skeptical, and everybody's got their own perspective on the Bible. But when I read the Bible, it unlocked my brain like, oh, this makes sense. This is how the universe works. And from there, it was a little bit easier to maneuver through things because the Bible gives you understanding of everything. It talks about finances, it talks about love, it talks about wealth, it talks about good, it talks about evil, it talks about the kingdom. It's everything. It talks about growth, turmoil, perseverance. It goes through everything. So it was just like, this is like the instruction manual to me. You know what I mean? And I was like, I'm sold on it. So that's number 1 with the Bible that helped me out. Now number 2, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I can relate to this book because my daddy, if you don't know about this book, it's about Robert Kiyosaki. I'll spoil a little bit of it, but I'm not going to go all the way into it. He had 2 dads. One dad worked. One of them was an entrepreneur. And he's learning how both of them was different. Their past was different. And it made him understand personal finances and learning basically how to make money and work for money and make your money work for you. So it was just like, I could see it because my daddy growing up, he worked a 9-to-5 job. My daddy worked 3 jobs. And I watched him struggle to stay awake, to actually spend time to actually see us. He would stay up for a second and fall asleep. But then I had an uncle. He was an entrepreneur. He had way more stuff that was way nicer than us. He had way more time. He was happy. So it sparked an interest in me. Yeah, my dad was this way, but then I watched how both of them moved, and I said, I want to move a little bit more this way. I don't want to struggle too much. I don't want to be through life. So I took the entrepreneur route because it seems it's growth into it. And the best thing about being an entrepreneur is you get more understanding on life and understanding on people. So Rich Dad Poor Dad kind of took me there. Now number 3, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This book right here showed me how I am an entity and all I have to do is learn how to improve myself to grow and be stronger, rich-minded, rich soul, rich to people, and everything around me. That's why the book is called Think and Grow Rich. This book right here was key in it. If you never read Think and Grow Rich, it's a must read. Now, number 4, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This book right here made me understand so much on how to encourage people to get to the next level, how to just be a better person, be a better leader, how to be a better person for my team, my business, friends around me, how to be a better person. Because when I started this journey, I always had a bad look on life. My outlook on lenses and everything was just all negative. But then using these books, the ones that I gave you so far, it made me flip my lenses around and seeing it both ways. So I can sit in one side of it and see it, and I can sit on the other side of it and see it too. And it was like, I get it. And that leads to the 5th book right here that actually was pretty much inspiring to me, and it made me more solidified everything that I was thinking already, and it made me feel even better, and that's The Gap in the Game by Dr. Benjamin Hardy. This book right here was like, whoa, because it made me realize that our thoughts create our environments, and what we think about shifted everything between our environment, our thoughts, the people that we be around, and it makes us put us in situations that we sometimes think is negative because our mind think it's negative. When we're just sitting in the gap, and we need to be more in the game and think on a level of abundance, gratification, gratitude for the things that we do, and look at it in that kind of light. And that book right there is a great book. Benjamin Hardy wrote so many books. I'm a fan of him. I'm a big fan of him. Last book that's changed my life, changed my lenses around, and that's The Power of Habit by Chris Duhigg. This book right here teaches you how to set habits through watching just how things were through the world that are always structured by habits. That habits create the universe of the world. And if we didn't have habits and environments that we was in, it wouldn't shift who we are and who we're becoming. So when I started learning the power of habits and what habits can do to fulfill me and make me understand and make me go through life and achieve more, I was sold. So I'm gonna go over these 5 books again: the Bible, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, The Gap in the Game, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and The Power of Habits. All 6 of these books right here, it's been a big part of my life, and I always touch them back and read back on them again. If you're a person that don't like to read books, and I know a lot of people don't like to read books, and you prefer audiobooks, the key that I learned is grab your actual physical copy of the book, and then put the audiobook on, put them on and listen to it. You can actually speed read through it better, and then actually you input it even better, and you can get it inside your brain. Because sometimes we listen to the audiobook and sometimes we drift away. Sometimes we grab the physical book and then we drift away. But when you have it both going at the same time, and you can use your hand or you can follow it, it's easier to coast through it and intercept everything that's inside of it and grasp it better. Hope this information that I gave you was valuable to you. Let me know in the comments if it was. Tell me what you got from this. Leave your comments at the bottom. Share this with a friend out there, and we'll see you next episode. I'm out.